Hello, dear friends. In our last period on semiconductor devices, we were about to study different types of diodes. Out of that, we have studied the simple PN junction diode, the use of a PN junction diode as a full wave rectifier, the use as a half wave rectifier. We also discussed what is a regulated and unregulated power supply. Now, it happens always that there are different ways which require some special devices for a regulated power supply, and a commonly used voltage regulator circuit uses this diode which we are going to study, and the name of that diode is called as a Zener diode. This is the circuit diagram, or this is the graph of a Zener diode characteristic. But let us look what is the symbol of a Zener diode. Now this Zener diode has a special type of application, that it is always operated in a reversed biased mode. All of us know that whenever, in case of an ordinary PN junction diode, when the voltage of an ordinary junction in case of reverse biased is increased beyond a critical voltage, the reverse current increases sharply to a high value and the junction gets broken down. So this type of property of the reverse breakdown is used in this Zener diode. We see the symbol of the Zener diode where this is the cathode and the anode. See, look, as the cursor is moving, so this is the cathode and we see here the anode, and there is a slight Z like symbol. This Z like symbol is the characteristic representation of the Zener diode. Let us see the circuit diagram of how the Zener diode is used. Now you see that the Zener diode is placed in parallel with the unregulated power supply. We can call it as VI here. You can see direct the unregulated power supply to the extreme left of the circuit diagram. This is the unregulated power supply. Now in this unregulated power supply, we have connected a resistance Rs in series with the unregulated power supply, the Zener diode in parallel with it, and also a load resistance which is in parallel with the Zener diode. Now these are the mathematical explanations for the circuit which we see here. But before that, we are going to study the characteristics of the Zener diode. Now this is a typical representation of the Zener diode characteristic. We see the voltages and the currents on the x and y axis. When the Zener diode is in a forward biased condition, it behaves like a regular PN junction diode. But when the Zener diode is given a negative voltage or a reverse bias voltage, see what happens. As the negative voltage increases, a reverse current flows in a particular direction, and the value of this reverse current goes on increasing, and at a specific voltage, even if the current goes on increasing, the voltage remains constant. That Vz is called as the Zener breakdown voltage. Now there are two types of Zener breakdowns. One we call as the avalanche breakdown and the other is called as a Zener breakdown. What happens for a Zener breakdown is that the force of attraction of the negatively charged electrons at the junction increases whenever it is reverse bias. The covalent bonds which hold the semiconductors together are broken, and due to this force, the electrons are removed from the bonds and we see that a large number of free electrons are available for conduction, and this results in a large current. When the applied voltage is increased, the electric field across the junction increases. More and more electrons are removed from their covalent bonds, and thus a net current is developed, which increases rapidly with the applied voltage. The Zener breakdown occurs in diodes which are heavily doped, and the depletion layer is narrow in such diodes. Zener breakdown does not damage the diode. Now let us see the mathematical expressions involved in the explanation how it works. You see, this current I is equal to total current from the circuit, and we have used here Kirchhoff's current laws. I is equal to IZ plus IL. Input voltage VI is given by Vs plus Vz. Vi is equal to, where Vs is represented by IRs according to Ohm's law, plus Vz. So we have Rs in common for the next equation. So Vi is equal to, in bracket, Iz plus IL into Rs plus Vz. Since V0 is equal to Vz, or Vi is equal to Iz plus IL into Rs plus Vo. Now here two special cases arise. If the input voltage increases, Vi increases, the current through Rs and the Zener diode also increases. Look at the last equation, Iz plus IL into Rs plus Vo. Now Vo in this part is going to remain constant. So we are going to focus only in this part of the equation here, that is Iz plus IL into Rs. Rs is going to remain constant. So what is going to change is Iz, that is the current across the Zener, and IL, the current across the load voltage load. So we have two types, or we have two possibilities here. If the input voltage increases, the current through Rs and Zener also increases. This results in an increase in the voltage across the resistance, but the voltage across Zener diode does not change. The series resistance Rs absorbs the output voltage fluctuations, and therefore it gives a constant voltage across the load resistance. This is because the Zener voltage remains constant even though the current through the Zener changes when it is in the breakdown region. Next, when the input voltage is constant but load resistance RL decreases, then what will happen? The load current increases. This extra current cannot come from the source because the drop across RL will not change as the Zener is within its regulating range. The additional load current is due to a decrease in the Zener current. When there is no load in the circuit, the current will be 0, that is IL equal to 0, and all the circuit current passes through the Zener diode. So this results in the maximum dissipation of power across the Zener diode.